go into a room with the nurse and get the cannula put in, which is attached to a saline drip, and then I get anti-sickness and steroids first, and then the drugs are it's 3 drugs, but they're in 4 cylinders and two of one. Which that particular one is bright red, and it makes me pee bright red for like about 24 hours afterwards. Depends like how much water you have to like push it through your system, but yeah, that's fun. And then yeah, the nurse just sort of manually administers them through these syringes. It's funny, there's like some of them that have like effects that can happen with, so like one of them, it's like, oh, your bum might feel a bit prickly with this one, and you're like, oh, okay, and then it's like, does my bum feel prickly? How does my bum normally feel? Is it happening? But I don't think it's happened to me. And there's one that's like can be gassy and you can taste it in your nose. I don't know, again, it's not happened to me. But yeah, so there's little things like that just it's quite funny. So that takes about an hour altogether for everything to be administered. And then I get given my big goodie bag of drugs to take away with me, which is another pack of tablets of anti-sickness. I have an anti-sickness that I take before, and then for a couple of days after, an anti-sickness that I start on the day, and then a top-up anti-sickness for if I'm feeling really bad. I can take that on top of everything else. And then I have steroid tablets and steroid stabses, needles, horrendous. Oh, it's just I'm a wuss and I can't do it, and I can't look at anything. It's not a pain thing, it's like a looking at a needle thing. I can't do it, just fainting happens. My body's just like, nope, shut down. So I have to be a child and get my mother to come and do those for me. And everything is about a week. And then I also get some other things like laxatives and antiseptic mouthwash. I think that's actually it for the moment. Basically though, it's really great because they're like, if you have any side effects, let us know, and we probably got something that's going to counteract it. So yeah, that's just adding, like, that other anti-sickness drug was added after my first time, because I thought I'd done really well. I was a little bit sick for like 24 hours, and they're like, we'll just give you something else, see how it goes. So I wasn't actually sick, but I still felt more sick. I just wasn't actually physically sick. It's horrendous. Anyway, better for my body, I'm imagining, that if I'm not actually yakking up. So yeah, that happens, and then I go home and I feel fine for a little while, and then I don't feel so fine. And how it's happened for me so far is I have about 4 days of feeling like absolute shite. Like, it's only about 24 hours of feeling sick, but I just am wiped. Like, there's this thing called chemo brain. Actual name of it, chemo brain. They don't really know what it is or what causes it, but you're just like really foggy, and like I can't remember like my words, and I just, like, if you've really hungover or something, I suppose, and your just brain is not functioning, it's like that. It might just be because I'm a bit stupid generally, I don't know, but yeah, and I just am not interested in food, and I just feel horrible. And then I don't know whether everything sort of starts to kick in, but I go for my treatment on the Wednesday, about the Sunday I start to feel a little bit better. And then it like plateaus for a bit, and then I dip again after my steroids stop, because obviously I'm not being pumped full of steroids anymore, so my body's like, ugh. And that's when I tend to get a lot of like aches and pains, and I get these like weird muscle spasms, I think is the best way to describe it, like all in my, like down here in my chest, and a lot of like joint pain, because like your bone marrow is getting a battering basically. All your immune system's wiped out. Like, the way that the chemo works is to shut down rapidly multiplying cells, which is obviously your cancer cells, but also like your hair growing, and bone marrow, like helping produce your white cells and things. So it's like, we'll just kill everything, get the bad stuff and the good stuff, but the good stuff will recover and grow back, and the bad stuff won't. which is for this particular type of chemo, they could tell me that I was going to lose my hair because this is like what it's doing. Whereas with other types, you might not, it might not be an issue, but for this one, it is. So that's how it's been going so far, and then I will move on to the T half, which is my different drug. So instead of the cannula and the nurse with the syringes, I just get hooked up to the saline solution and the tax, and that just sort of feeds intravenously through. So I'll just be left to my own devices in what I've affectionately called the friendship circle, which is just in the chemo ward where everyone sits having the various types of chemotherapy, but they put all the chairs in a circle. Like, I don't know, like you'll talk to each other, you've got something, you've all got cancer, you've got something in common, chat. But it's all basically like septuagenarians and octogenarians and me, so I don't really know how much that no one talks in the friendship circle either. Everyone just sits there and like, I mean, some of them have like puzzle books and sandwiches and things, but like there's no chat. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, the tax is meant to be a lot more heavy hitting and a lot more aches and pains and a lot more tiredness, and like just really what I find like sort of slightly random thing, like like it's awful, but it's like just random, like your nails, again, because of the growing thing, your nails can turn black and like fall out, and yeah, just your tear ducts can like be overstimulated, so you sort of essentially like crying a lot, but then the salt can like dry out all your face, and it's just odd stuff. And sometimes I find that like I wake up and I've got like a really bad symptom, but then the next day it's gone and it's something else, and it's just weird. So yeah, I don't really know how I'll be on the tax. I've got used to FEC, and I assume that the 2 cycles have been the same for me so far, so the 3rd one will be the same, and then I change. Sort of as I think the 11th of November is when that starts, so we'll see what happens then. Yeah, it's just a little bit like, I felt like it's a flash forward of being old, because like I just am knackered after doing not very much and nap, and just feel a bit naff and achy painy. It's like a bit like flu but without the snuffles, I suppose. Like we went to Beamish the other day because I had to go out and do something because I was just going crazy, and I just had to ask to sit down. Can we sit down please? Can we have a cup of tea now? Can we sit down and have a cake? I mean, I would do that anyway, but just not as the really sort of short intervals that I was having to do it. But yeah, it's been alright. It feels weird saying it's been alright because it hasn't. It's absolute shit, but having read some people's experiences, it could be absolutely horrendous, and it's not. I'm not going to pretend for a moment that it has been absolutely horrendous. It's been not nice and it's been horrible, but it's not. It could be so much worse. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If you have any questions, let me know, like comment or message me or whatever, and we can do that. But yeah, I just thought people might sort of want to know, and that's all I can think of to say about that, really. There's not really anything else going on. It's really lame. It's like I'm not defined by cancer. That is not who I am now, but it's pretty much all that's happening. Like, I'm working from home, so I don't go, because we have the germiest office in the world, and everyone, like all the nurses and stuff, were like, you shouldn't really be in that environment for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So yeah, I'm working from home, which it's great because I can do it like whenever I want, but it also means there's no like definition to my day, so the days, like, time is really dragging for me at the moment. It doesn't feel like it's dragging, but if someone says something that happened yesterday, to me it feels like it was like a few days ago, because it's just slow. So yeah, that's it really. If you can think of anything to ask, then say well done if you are here hanging. I'm looking, it's 20 minutes I've been rattling on about this shit. Well done for listening and not just buggering off to the Macmillan page, which is what you probably should have done. So yeah, feel free, if I have given you any scientific inaccuracies about cancer or chemo, then please set me straight. This is just what I've like gleaned from what I've been told on the internet. I kind of didn't want to, I don't mean I didn't want to know a lot at the beginning, but I think I was a bit like, I just want to know what I need to know for now so that I can process it, and then we'll move on to the next bit, and then we'll move on to the next bit. I am actually getting to the point now where I do want to know a little bit more. Like, I've started asking my oncologist more questions and about like the future and stuff. Like, I just found out about post-operation drains. Oh my, that sounds gross. But yeah, Google that shit. But yeah, I think I'm like, I've processed it more now, and it's happening, so I think I'm a bit ready. I'm ready for a bit more now. So we'll see how that goes. How many boobs I will have coming out of it, nobody knows. But yeah, we'll just see. So it's alright, I'm still alright. Like, I have wobbles. I don't know whether it's the steroids, because you can have like mood swings, but I seem to be like violent, like having more violent emotional reactions to things that I wouldn't normally. Like, I get angry at things a lot faster and upset about things a lot faster. Whether that's bad or not, I don't really know, but it's happening. But I think, like, okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. So yeah, that's that. Let me know if you want to know anything else, and yeah, bye.